What is up, Filmspiration Nation? It's your boy Edgar Ibarra. Man, my wife told me my hair was looking crazy when I got home, but she's right. Jeez. Okay, whatever. So, wanted to talk about a cool thing that I did over the weekend, actually just yesterday, Sunday, the 13th of December, which I can't even remember why. I don't know why I can't remember what month we're in. Um, so I found out that a former coworker of mine and one of our amazing former local reporters, Mr. Steve Nunez, he's been involved with an organization, or he started an organization in conjunction with some other great individuals of Nova Home Loans. Mr. Steve Nunez started up Miracle in El Barrio with Mr. John Volpe. And Miracle in El Barrio is basically an organization, a collection of people, and many, many, many great partners. Um, too many for me to remember, so I don't want to try to screw it up, but I will leave it at that. Many great partners that basically they get toys and they gather toys and they gather monetary donations and food, etc. And they go down to Tucson Southside to make sure that around this time, around Christmas time, um, people that need a helping hand, just a helping hand around this time, have maybe a toy for their kid. Santa's there, and it's all given out usually at St. John's Catholic Church on the south side. It's basically like a festival, and Santa's there. All the kids get toys, and they've been doing this for a long time. But I caught wind of this on Friday, and this was happening on Sunday. Reached out to Steve, said, "Hey man, let me do a little promo for you." So why promo? Because let's talk about that for a moment. One of the things that I love to do is I like to, see people succeed. And I have a nerdy fascination with the numbers of like views and stuff, not just for the sake of views, but I like to see how far something can go with the organic power of these little amazing machines called cell phones that we all have literally in our pockets. We all literally have TV studios in our pockets these days. So I like to see what I can make and how I can help my friends if they have something that they need to get out there, whether it's usually an event, a product or a service, an event that they want to promote. And so I told my friend Steve, let's do a little Zoom interview, and then I take that file and I create a promotional video, to promote what was the Miracle en el Barrio toy drive. And I want to make sure I'm describing correctly, but I probably know I still screwed up the name anyway. And so so let's just jump right into it. Like the reason, here's another thing. As a filmmaker, I've noticed that a lot of filmmakers are really good at being filmmakers, right? But um I'm not going to generalize here because generalizing would be wrong to do. But a good handful that I know of filmmakers are really good at self-promoting, and a good handful are really not that great at self-promoting. So this speaks a little bit more toward the other ones that are so good at being, the independent film director that they forget about the promotion. I've known some guys that don't even, guys and gals that don't even think about the promotion. So that's why I'm fascinated behind, again, the power of social media and cell phones and editing something to see how far something can go. And by the way, like this thing right here, this is a projection from a screen. Let me lift up the camera right here for just a moment. Right over there in my office, um, right over there in my office closet, set up the projector, and here's what you get. It's just you know, a shower curtain. You can buy them for like $2 at like the 99-cent store. You string that up on your window. Projector puts the image on there. This is a DVD that my wife special ordered of Santa, showing up. He eats the cookies, he leaves the presents, and then afterwards he takes off. And so from the outside of the house, it looks like a really cool animation. So that's what that is. If you were wondering what that was, I know that's really random, but that's Christmas here at my house. And I love it. I love it because, you're outside and all the neighbors are like, how the hell are they doing that? Like, that's so amazing, and it's just one of those cool things that you don't really think about. Um, so it's basically, an image projected onto a shower screen. I thought it was the most ingenious idea when my wife came up with it. So anyway, back to promotion. So I think filmmakers, we need to be good at being, the creators of content, but also we need to think heavily about promotion and promotional strategy. And I know that a lot of people are like, oh, it's another thing, a whole other thing to think about, and I don't want to think about that. Tough, tough in that, I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm saying tough. That's the world that we live in now, where basically everyone has this power right here of receiving a message. You have the power of sending a message. Question is, are you going to use the power of social media? Are you going to use the power of your cell phone to create a message and send it? So anyway, told my buddy Steve, let's make you a video. So let's just jump straight into it. But that's why I'm fascinated behind all of this. So we go ahead and share my screen right here. Just make sure I'm sharing the right screen. Jump into Adobe. Cool. So here we are. Let me go ahead and move a little screen up here. Bam. So this is the interview I did with my buddy Steve Nunez. And let me go ahead and give you guys a little bit of audio right here from the actual recording itself. Cool. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Mr. Steve Nunez, how you doing, sir? I'm doing good, Edgar. How are you, man? I'm good, brother. I'm good. So what do we have going on today? Today's Sunday. Today is a drive-up toy drive. Bam, right there. Says it all, right? Today's a drive-up toy drive. We actually did this probably about 2 or 3 hours before the toy drive itself happened. We couldn't make the interview happen until then, but it still got the message out. And so, as you can see, as I scrub, like, we had something of like maybe, let's say this starts at minute number 403 to 3, so like 9 minutes and, like almost 10 minutes, I guess, right? And then so I'm just gonna cut to the chase. I don't want to take too much of your guys' time, but basically Steve said, what do you need from me, other than the interview? So I got the interview, but then I said, just send me a bunch of pictures from the previous years of the actual distribution event itself, which is called Miracle in El Barrio. Not just the event itself, but the organization as a whole. And so here are some pictures of, like, for example, this is at the St. John's Catholic Church, in like the parking lot area, and they set up this whole festival. There's Mr. Steve right there. They set up this whole festival with booths, basically different stations, so that basically families come and they pick up a toy for the kids. Kids can visit Santa Claus. They got a toy right there. And then I believe this cow's from Chick-fil-A, so they get some sponsors in there too. Santa Claus again, kids of all ages meeting Santa Claus, etc. Right? So I asked Steve, get me some of this video. Make sure. So I hope you guys were hearing all that audio, but if not, basically I'll repeat. I asked Steve, hook me up with some photos of like previous year's events of the distribution itself at St. John's Catholic Church. So here in the parking lot in the back of St. John's Catholic Church on the south side of Tucson, they set up kind of like a carnival atmosphere, little stopping station, where kids pick up a toy and they can also get a bite to eat from Chick-fil-A. They have like little, like kind of a Happy Meal bag, except it's Chick-fil-A. Kids get a toy, they get to see Santa Claus, they get a meal, and it's basically like a whole fun family festival, for local families who just need a little helping hand. And parents come by, they bring the kids by, and they get them to see Santa Claus. So that's what that's all about. Miracle in El Barrio. It's a great cause. They've been going for 18 years strong since 2002, according to the math. So 18 years. I didn't realize it was like that long. Um, here's the interview, as you can see, right, as I scrub through it. And then here's all the photos that my buddy Steve gave me right here. So I'm not going to go into it too much further, but basically we whittled that more or less 9.5, 10-minute interview down to, to have it free flow as a story while cutting off all the fat, so to speak. And so, it's a total of like 3 minutes and 38 seconds. I was able to get it down to that. Reason why I needed to get it down is because, I mean, let's be honest. Everyone knows like the way people's attention spans are. And hell, when I'm watching videos, one of the first things after I hit play, one of the first things all our eyes go to, not just mine, maybe consciously, maybe subconsciously, but it happens with all of us. First question we ask is, okay, how much of my time is this going to take? Why? Because we have short attention spans in a world of insane amounts of content on each one of these little platforms, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you hang out. And so you want to know like how much time you have. And so if a video is too damn long, like honestly, I'm probably like, yeah, I don't, you know, like 1 2 minutes of my time, definitely, you got me. 4 5 6 10, no, good luck with that unless I'm betting on somebody being so interested that they're going to sit through that long a video. So I try to keep videos nice and concise. And so I was able to get the storytelling and Steve's message down and all the important parts down to this 3 minutes and 38 seconds, right? So then I lay over the pictures right here. So when he's talking about the event itself, you know, when he's talking about the event itself, he says, so he reiterates, today's the drive up event, the Christmas toy drive, um, Miracle in El Barrio, right? And then so he's talking about that, I lay over an image that relates to what he is verbally saying. So when he's talking about the actual drive itself, this is the online poster that they made. And then when he's talking about, hey, you can drop off some toys, bam, he gave me a picture of all the toys that he bought, in previous years, or maybe it could have been this year. You lay the toys over where he's talking about the toys, right? So same thing with the kids, he's talking about the kids. Bam, let's lay in some kids of some images that he approved for me to use. And so, you just do that, and then you come back to the interview. Now, another thing I started doing in the interview, you see right here? Um, so right here, what I did with this interview, not this one, but like, the end result right here, was obviously it needed to be brought in a little bit more, maybe like right there. Okay, bam. And then maybe a little bit more centered. Okay, cool. So the interview's taken care of. Like, let's say I structured up the whole story, and as you can see, I've already dropped in all the images. But going back to the interview, I've got all of this real estate right here. So this black area. So we've all seen those videos of, people putting extra information um, in there. And so, I started messing with that a few videos back, and I thought that's kind of a neat idea because even if you don't turn on the audio and like let's say you're in school, although if you're in school you should not be on your cell phone anyway, but like or somewhere where you shouldn't have the audio on, you can still watch this video, read the text, and understand what the video is about. So right off the bat, I realized like, I can use some of this real estate here as I've done in a few prior videos and explain a few things about the toy drive. So here's what I did with that. I explained that the toy drive, let me go ahead and move myself down here. That's not what I wanted to move. So let's try that again. All right, so um, here's how I wanted to harness that black space real estate. Miracle in El Barrio Christmas Toy Drive. That's what it is, right? When? Today, Sunday, meaning yesterday, 12/13 from 2 to 6 p.m. Where? At the Cardenas Ranch Market in Tucson, 902 West Irvington Road. Okay. Um, I did this for a previous buddy and I crammed in a lot of great information in his previous video as well. Also, if you go to the Ibarra Films Facebook page, you can check it there as well. But, even if you don't turn on the audio, you know what's going on. It's a toy drive. You see images of toys and kids, and there's this guy, uh, great former coworker Steve Nunez, and he's obviously looking festive, so this must be the guy that must be like as far as from a visual communication standpoint, you're going to see his image, you're going to see the information, and you're going to realize like, okay, this is probably an organizer, right? So all of these things are communicated even without the audio running. So then that's why all these videos that you see on Facebook, a lot on YouTube, definitely a lot of the ones on TikTok right now, like they'll show you something, but they'll also slap in some text. So even if you're not listening to the audio, you're technically still receiving the communication of the visuals and what the text is telling you that the visuals are communicating on what the story is about. And so I think that that was a neat concept. And so I just basically started replicating it myself. And so, it worked out really nicely. And so here, let me go ahead and go ahead and play this for you. Just let's take a look at, just the first, I don't know, 15 or so seconds. That way you can get an idea. Okay, and then right. All right, cool. Just want to make sure that you guys can hear my audio once again. So anyway, and then he starts talking about the kids, so we show the kids, and really like from a news standpoint, there's so much more until that goes into news story with regards to details. But here the details are the poster, kids, and the toys that they're receiving, and of course some images from the past events or the past distributions in years past. And so it's pretty straightforward. And then one more detail, I just had to add this before I put the video out yesterday. I searched Christmas music on the YouTube audio library, and I came across "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," and it's just this very, very nice. It's basically that. It's a basic song of "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." And let me go ahead and bring up the computer audio, and then that we can hear it. Bam. All right, cool. So I mean that was it. So the thing is that, like this 10-minute or so interview, or just under 10 minutes, comes down to about 3:37, but it communicates everything that we need to communicate about the event. And especially being that I had to get it out because right as I was finishing the video right before 2 p.m., well, that's when the event was starting up at 2 p.m. So, afterwards, I do one or two checks on it and all the information's there. Spelling's correct. I'm not the best at spelling, so I screw that up sometimes. But for the most part, the video does what it's designed to do. So that's how you take a video. And I usually record them on Zoom, a little, basically a little interview. Hey, talk to me about what you got going on. Why is it important? Why should people come out? Just basic questions like that. Keep it conversational. And then afterwards, whatever you're promoting, if you want to make a video for your friends, you start off with the interview and then also, keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it simple, because sometimes you can ask like, two or three questions, and depending on how much information somebody will want to give will determine like how long the video will be. And so, sometimes some people are really good at talking, and other times some people are just like, they give you the yes, no, yes, like they're that type of interviewee that answers like that, which is also okay too. It just makes it a little bit more difficult. But in those cases, when you got a great talker, then that stretches out, and you have the good problem, which is too much information. Anyway, you whittle it down to where you're communicating everything you want to communicate, need to communicate, and then also in this case, it's an event. Again, information's right there at the very top: what it is, when, and where. Basic information, and then of course, whatever it is that you're promoting. Um, Go ahead and ask the person you're promoting afterwards, like, hey, send me some pictures, send me some video clips, that way I can incorporate this. Right now, we're literally talking about one interview with Mr. Steve Nunez, some great information about the toy drive yesterday, for the Miracle en el Barrio event that will take place, I think closer to Christmas. And then afterwards, like I said, bunch of pictures he gave me, and all the information going off of the toy drives information, plus you know um a little bit of a music. And so afterwards the whole thing comes out to like 3:34. And you guys, this is, is this straight up like the best commercial or the best promotional spot? No, of course not. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not amazing at these, but at the same time, it makes me very happy to know that I have abilities to edit something that I know can help somebody else in what they're trying to do, what they're trying to achieve. They have a product, in this case, an event or a service that they're trying to provide, something they're trying to communicate. In this case, communicate to the public to reach out. Here, let me go ahead and go ahead and bring stop the share. All right. So, I take pride and it gives me a lot of joy in knowing that my skills, and you can do this too, which is why I'm showing you all this. If you know of somebody who is so amazing at doing their thing that maybe you're like, hey, I can help this person in helping get their thing, their product, their service, their event, etc., out there into the community. This is how you make them a very basic video. Again, you take a short interview, you structure it up so that it communicates something clearly, effectively, correctly. You slap some pictures on there where appropriate. Plus, you've got all the information. You export the file, and bam, you just up. So what I did in this case was I uploaded it to Facebook. I tagged Steve. I tagged another buddy of mine, and I let him. That other buddy was also Gilbert Ibarra of the Existence Car Club. I actually did, and my apologies. Very important to throw Gilbert in there too because I actually helped him in his car club with something similar, basically also that video. Um, because they had a fundraiser also for their Thanksgiving or their November and December food and toy collection for local kids in the area of families that just need a little helping hand. And so, you know, that was another friend who, was doing something amazing. And I'm just like, hey, I can help them do their thing by me doing my thing. And so, I mean, that's why I think it's important to be able to take your talents and your skills, if you got them, or I don't know if you are, or if you're not like a video person or maybe an editor or whatnot, and help somebody else out in this case. um, I had always wondered outside of work I've always been a filmmaker, but I had never thought about myself as Mr. Promotions and whatnot, right? So after years of like, just tinkering and trying different things, and thinking and wondering like what can I do, or like how can I help other people with, if I'm an editor or a cameraman, and I have this weird set of skills. um and so it was through tinkering and trying and just trying different things throughout the years. I eventually found this out about me. This is how I'm able to help people. They're doing something, a product, a service, an event, they're offering something to the world. And I just figured, you know what, this is how I can help them. I can't make a short film about them, like, or if that, I can make like 2 short films a year. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like it's difficult enough to make a short film. So a short film for that person, no. But the thing is that you can help promote their thing, and this is like one of the easiest forms. Um, and so this I discovered through tinkering and trying different things, and just kind of stepping in with different friends or different organizations and saying like, hey, let me make you a video. Simple as that. You know what I mean? Sometimes I've gotten paid, most times I haven't, but it's usually been for an organization or a person that I want to help, not because I'm looking to suck money out of somebody right away. Like that can't be the point, because my original desire is to do something as basic as an interview and some pictures, slap it together, and see their thing succeed. And then when they succeed, um, that kind of gives me a feeling of gratitude, like holy crap, like I had something to do with a good turnout at their event. And I think Steve Nunez had a great turnout at his toy drive. I don't mean to say his, but the Miracle in El Barrio, and his whole organizing group of people, and then all of their sponsors and partners. I think they had a great toy drive, and I'm happy to say, as I've been happy to say in many other cases, like holy crap, like I had something to do with that, and I'm very happy and I'm very proud of that. And so, you know, this is just this has been my process of discovering, like, okay, what can I do with the fact that I know how to film, I know how to talk on camera, I know how to edit, I know how to post to social, and this is how I'm able to help. So that's the basic video. Again, small interview, structure it up, let it be effective, let it tell what it needs to tell, let it be, simple. Um, Slap some videos or some photos, whatever you can get with permission, of course, to use that content. You put that on the video. You go back and forth between the interview and then the B-roll of whatever it is that we're talking about. You export that puppy. You upload. You tag people. Bam, share. Get the word out. Um, it's just I like doing this for friends, and I wanted to share this with you guys because I do this every now and then with friends, and I'm just like, hey, I just did this yesterday on Sunday, so like I'm gonna make a video about this because this was a thing I did. So anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and post that video on the back end of this video. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about. Everyone, much love. Thank you very much. Thank you for always tuning into my madness, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Mr. Steve Nunez, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, Edgar. How are you, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. So what do we have going on today? Today's Sunday.
Today is a drive-up toy drive at Gardenas Ranch Market, right there on Irvington and I-19. Cruising with the Manic Hispanic on 106.3 is going to broadcast live out there. And we are inviting all the lowrider clubs, bike clubs. We're inviting all the people on the South Side who are in a position to give to come join us, drop off a toy. And of course, we'll take dedications and saludos and shout outs and make sure that everyone is getting props and credit for donating toys. Because as I always say, you know, it's an old cliche, it takes a village to raise a child. But in this case, together, we can help put a smile on a child's face by giving them a toy for Christmas. And that's what this is all about. You know, in organizing this year's Miracle in El Barrio, you can really feel and sense the need, that it's greater than ever before. And let's just think about what these kids have had to endure just this year alone. The pandemic, not going to school, some of them missing graduations, birthday parties, family gatherings, you know, as if the stress of educating themselves at home isn't enough. You can just imagine the fact that so many of them are just struggling. I mean, we're hearing stories about, sorry, man, it just breaks my heart. We're hearing stories about kids who are having to go to Walmart just to log on to their Wi-Fi so that they can learn. That to me is just like, oh my God, we have to be there, brother. And that's what Miracle is all about. I don't mean to get choked up, man, but it's just, to me, it just signifies how important it is for us to come together as a community and to make sure that we're putting smiles on these kids' faces, because the need is greater than ever before. And really, I really like to thank all of our sponsors. Obviously, Miracle in El Barrio is presented by Nova Home Loans. 18 years ago, John Volpe, Nova Home Loans president and CEO, and I started Miracle in El Barrio. And today, we give toys to more than 34,000 kids. But we couldn't do this by ourselves. I mean, we rely on our friends, we rely on colleagues, we rely on people like you, Edgar, who are helping us out. The location is at Gardenas Ranch Market from 2 to 6 p.m. today, Sunday, today. Manic Hispanic, Cruising with the Manic Hispanic Show will be broadcasting live out in front of Gardenas Ranch Market. And all you have to do is drive up. We'll have big bins out there. You can drop off your toy. You don't have to touch anyone. You can just drive up, pull up in your lowrider, if you know, because we are calling on lowrider clubs, because you know how they respond, especially when it comes to giving toys and helping out on the South Side. Just roll down your window, drop off the toy. You can send us a shout out or tell us, you know, request a song, and we'll be able to hear. We're going to practice social distancing. We're all going to be wearing our face masks. We are going to do this right. But any new unwrapped toy, any age, from a baby to 13 years old. Gotcha. Any toy that you can possibly give goes a long way. And that's all we're asking for. So we're going to be out there at, once again, Gardenas Ranch Market, Irvington and I-19, where the Texas Roadhouse Steakhouse is, in that plaza back there. And we're going to be there from 2 to 6 p.m.